I have done 150 plus projects here.
Oh, wow.
If I had followed a traditional way of working, I might not have been ended up doing so much projects.
What does a role of a computational designer on a day-to-day look like?
So I am working on like automation script where I have created or generated a script which allows not to do the repetitive work again and again.
Okay.
Getting into Novatr also helped me realize like how networking plays a important role in your growth.
When I say the phrase "build a better tomorrow," what does it come to you in your mind as?
I will just change the phrase like build a better tomorrow, build a better today. Your tomorrow will eventually be gonna be better.
Oh, wow. That's
So yeah.
Hello all, I'm Anusha, a senior program associate at Novatr. Today, as part of our Novatr Stories, we have the privilege to host one of our own alumni from the cohort 4 of the Master Computational Design course. He is currently working as a computational designer at Metaguise in Gurugram, India. He is equally excited to share his personal and professional journey of triumphs, challenges, and the lessons that he has learned along his journey. So, with no further ado, I welcome Kaushal Anchalia, an architect and a computational designer. Hi, Kaushal. How are you?
Hi Anusha, I'm good and really excited to share my journey to this platform.
I'm
Thank you
so glad that you have been here and I can, meet you in person and get to know your story, like who Kaushal actually is. I know that by profession you're an architect and a computational designer, but there is something beyond that I would really want to know. Like, if you as a young kid, what have your dreams been about? Like, was it your dream always been about doing or pursuing architecture? And how has your journey been there along the way as a young?
So as a kid, Kaushal, I belong from a typical Marwadi family.
Okay.
So my father, grandparents, everyone belonged to the had done business whole their life. So we are the first generation of
Okay.
profession. So my dream as a child was always uh, uh, to be a mechanical engineer. So
Okay.
I was too passionate about science stuff. So always thought of doing that. So since my childhood, I have been very much good in studies, always trying to focus on what's my dream was to be as a mechanical engineer. So for that, my dream was to be study through IIT and graduated as an IITian.
Oh, the dream of every Indian kid
Yeah.
to pursue something in
but
IIT.
but eventually after my 12th, I took a drop. I came to Delhi in Akash Institute as to pursue for the preparation for the entrance for the IIT.
Okay.
But eventually I just realized like I'm not prepared for that. So as a during that time only I was came to know about this profession as an architecture. Like it's also equally good and it's also a practical, like because I'm always a practical person, like a tech geek.
Yeah.
So that's why then I research on it, like how to enroll for the architecture profession, like what are the entrances exam. I approached people who are already like my senior. One of my school senior was doing architecture from Jaipur only.
Okay.
So I called him and asked him like how should I pursue for this and what all high preparation I have to do. So he suggested me like we have this NATA and BR entrances for the architecture. So I asked him how to prepare for that. So he said, if you're good at sketching, you have to learn few of the skills like perspectives and everything. So eventually, along with my IITian preparation, I started preparing for that.
Okay.
And after getting cleared for my IIT means, I get into some institute where I can prepare for the entrance for the architecture. So I prepared for that, then gone for the NATA entrance exam. Eventually, I did well, and I got my enrollment in Arjun School of Architecture, Jaipur, where I pursued my 5 years of architecture journey. So this is how I ended up to be in this profession.
Okay. And how has your family been supportive? Like, let's say, I know the dream was to pursue in an IIT.
Like my family is like, as I say, they are not from anyone from the professional background. They were always supportive. Like it's your dream. They never asked me a second time like, know why you want to switch your dream or anything. So, but yeah, they never questioned me about what I want to do or pursue. So that was quite good and worked out well for me.
That's so nice to hear that everything has worked out for you.
Yeah, sure.
But again, the crucial part, I think, would be the starting years of architecture.
Yeah.
because of course it's a 5 years of intensive hard work, struggle, and a lot of motivation, self motivation. So how was your college life? And if you can talk about the early years, how did you find yourself navigating through it?
So, like personally, my college life was too exciting because as a kid I was quite an introvert.
Okay.
But as soon as I get into the college, I get in with a mindset like I will be open up and be an extrovert and do the things which I have not experienced. I am a creative-minded person, so that's why it was a few years of like starting was too good for me.
Okay.
And as an personal, or you can say growth, I always want to be like guiding or a leader, because I want to explore that side of me.
Very interesting.
So from the initial year I get into the college council. I was a class representative in my initial year. Then after that, in second year, I stood up for the election for NASA designee.
Oh wow.
So I get into that. So during second and third year, I represented my college in NASA India as in designee and the secretary. So that helped me learn lots of things, like how to manage people, how to take them to the convention, how to for you know that exposure from NASA. Like even I attended NASA in first year. My senior took, and it's a great opportunity because you are the few of from your batch who get that opportunity, because very selective people goes to that event. So there I attended a workshops and learn about the new skill, which I think in our apart from our academics. So that was really a great experience meeting new sets of people.
I think it's a great platform. I think even in my early college days, at least that's how it helped me to get to know seniors, and that other people from other college are also there. It's like a community of people we are just trying to meet, and the workshops that also give you a lot of exposure, like you said. So during that, other than NASA, like were you also into any other co-curricular or cultural societies?
I was a part of the I was in the NASA secretary and designee. But apart from that, like we have a culture and the sports event. So I was always active into that, like getting a break from academics. Like you get in special permission for that. Like you get your permission from the dean. Like you can for if you are preparing for some culture event or something. So in that I help my council members to for the events, preparation of the event. So I found myself, apart from academics, always active into these activities. So sometimes we have to conduct some workshops for UNESCO, like when Jaipur became the UNESCO heritage. So our college got the opportunity. So I was always up for these events and took part into that, like representing college and being part of such a events. Like, and you can say Jaipur is has many culture and artisans over there. So we were having regular events in the old city of Jaipur. So I have been part of that events, and it was too great to be there and learning all these skills. And
and your friends, I'm sure, because you said that it was very exciting, and the aim that you had also to try to be an extrovert, and clearly whatever you said, it looks like you have been always very proactive. So by the end of it, like let's say maybe your urban design, your internship, or even the thesis, which is like the graduation project for architects, anything around that you want to talk about?
Academic wise, the journey was too great. Like ended up to be getting into the PMA Madhushala. It's in Pune. So it's run by architect Prasanna More and Divya Jyoti. So my internship period was just before the COVID. So eventually it should be the 6 month period, but I ended up doing 2.5 months. But the experience was great, like working on multiple things like video editing things. I worked there and on a product designing, working on the urban scale project. So the exposure was really great. And experience wise, like it was equally to the 6 month curriculum of the internship. So it came out to be great for me. And other than that, saying academic experience and the thesis, as our thesis were online due to COVID, the 5th year completely, but we managed it how. So it was a new experience and new challenge for us to entertain our thesis, juries and classes online. Like it was new having a video lectures over the Zoom or the Google Meets. But yeah, it was a great experience to be part of that.
I'm sure it has its own struggles giving a thesis online, But trust me, you must have saved a lot of money on printing sheets
Yeah.
and making huge ass models.
Yeah, but for me personally, I was interested in doing this hand things like
Yeah.
modeling, like just not modeling on the software or like
Physical
SketchUp or
models.
physical
Yeah.
models. So every time I ended up with a physical model like CNC cut,
Yeah. The laser cutting,
MDF
MDF, and
model.
all of
So
it.
that interests me a lot from the initial year of the architecture.
Mhm.
So I used to be good at that, and
So,
yeah.
did you miss making that model in the
Yeah,
fifth
in the
year?
final thesis project, I missed that, like
Okay.
working on a physical model.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I have done that in from my initial to the
Yeah.
fourth year. But so that was a great experience.
So the internship part that you talked about, like you worked on multiple things like product, urban design, and all of it. So, and during your college to internship, how was the transition like then? Because again, that is the first teaser or trailer that you get into the professional space of architecture or being an architect. So let's say, was there any need for you to even then to learn a new software? Like during your 5 years of architecture of curriculum, like what kind of softwares did the college make it mandatory for you to learn, or did you pick new tools? How was that learning happened for you?
Yeah, so software wise and new skills wise, like everyone was working in AutoCADs and SketchUp, which were the typical and the
Yeah.
traditional software for 2D and 3D in
Mm-hmm.
architecture, academics, and everything. So, but as I said, I attended a workshop in NASA. So there I came to know about Rhino and how it's so this software is different, like feasibility it provides in terms of
Mm-hmm.
parametric modeling,
Mm-hmm.
like organic designs.
Yeah.
So I picked up Rhino from the second year of my journey, and it was like at that time Rhino and Grasshopper was like I learned by my own, like
Mm-hmm.
going to some YouTube tutorials or anything. So
Mm-hmm.
I used to do instead of working on SketchUp, I was more lean towards working on Rhino
Oh,
and
the smart
Grasshopper
one.
and scripting, so that it interests
Yeah.
because it's a part of my interest also. So that I continued, but in internship I again ended up working on the SketchUp.
Mm-hmm.
So it was also a great experience, like academic too. And the major difference I realized from the academics and the practically working in the internship, like in during your academics for a particular semester you work on a one or two project, and
Mm-hmm.
you have a particular guiding, like you have to
Mm-hmm.
provide this type of submission on a every stages.
Mm-hmm.
But in a practical line, practicality, or in the profession, you have you have to go to the sites, you have to provide these details drawings, like you have to work on each and every details.
Yeah.
Like if you are designing some furniture, and at PMA we like we were designing furniture, everything out of mostly out of casting.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not just like you are going to some furniture store looking for furniture, like it was all concrete and everything.
Yeah.
So the detail you have to share to the masons or to the at the site. So that was really a good experience, like
Yeah.
working on the details.
Interesting. And let's say right after the thesis and the internship was a part of it. So did you have an idea this is something I should definitely work on? Like going forward as a professional architect, did you have any likables about certain field? Like let's say urban design is something or computational design is something that you wanted to do.
So basically, after my graduation or academics, I always thought of not working as a typical architecture, working on architecture drawing or anything.
Okay.
So I always preferred getting into a profession and joining somewhere where, like a studio, small firm, where you get the exposure of working on multiple
Okay.
design things. Like you are sometimes you're working on some product, your furniture piece, or you are
A
working on
mix of
yeah some
everything.
media thing and everything. So that was my priority,
Mhm.
instead of going to some corporate or multinational firm and
Yeah, yeah.
working on just drawings, and you are following a certain hierarchy, working under some
Mhm.
leaders. So instead of that I chose studio. So after graduation I joined a studio called Firki Studio. It's in
Okay.
Noida.
Yeah, yeah.
So I joined. One of the reason was joining is like as I was interested in doing this product designing and the parametric stuff,
Mhm.
and they are well renowned for studio
Yeah.
for that. So that's why I ended up there, so that I can practically learn these things, like new tools and how
Mhm.
you uh, do this kind of experiments.
Yeah.
So that's why I always have a thought in mind, like I will
Yeah.
pursue in this parametric direction. At that
Okay.
time I was not knowing the term computational, because
Okay.
it's really a new term in this profession.
Mhm.
So but eventually during my journey and learning all these things, I came to know about this side of designing and architecture.
Okay. Yeah. And the thing is like, again, from your internship to let's say the studio, because again, this is very specialized in the parametric design. That's what you're saying. So how was it for you to even begin that parametric design journey? The tools that you used, were you still using Rhino or anything new that you have learned on the job?
Tool basically during my initial stage of practice we were working I was working on some interior projects like sports academic so
Okay.
at that we have multiple spaces in
Okay.
sports complex like different sports like the swimming pool area and everything.
Mhm.
So you have a new space to design and you have and it was we were free to do experiments in like furniture detailing or the lighting detailing.
Mhm.
So there I explore this way of working
Okay.
as a parametric and the computational thing.
Mhm.
So you can do like parametrically, you can tweak some parameters and you will get a different options. Like you can create an iteration of options. So that interests me. The automation thing interests me. Like if you just by like automation, you can create an n number of design instead of just a particular thing that you have in mind. So you are not stuck to particular design. You can
Okay.
explore the just by tweaking some parameters. So that excites me more instead of just working on sitting on the drawings, the typical CAD thing. So that's why, yeah. So
Yeah.
eventually that works out me and
True.
find my interest.
So on that note, again, let's say now you have done a 5-year course and then you have had your internship experience, now your first job. So all through these spaces and across the years, did you ever have somebody in your life as a mentor or somebody who could, give you those professional insights, key, saying that this is better, maybe this has a better scope, maybe you should try this? Like anybody, it could be senior at your work or peers, your friends, or even senior from college, or even your professor in college. So is there somebody that you look up to or have always listened to?
Yeah, like if I can say regarding like guiding factor for me. So throughout the journey from college to my professional experience, so I was guided by my seniors during my academics. So
Okay.
they were always there. Like we were working on some competitions. So we
Okay.
were working together with the group of seniors doing overnight like deliverables of the competition sheet because eventually as a student we have a habit of working on the like just a day before our
Yeah, I
submission.
know. Yeah, pulling
So that
all-nighters.
working on the pressure with
Yeah.
seniors, like all are sitting on their system working. So that guided me how to work under pressure. Then
Yeah.
during my internship and professional journey, my mentors or you can say my senior architects or the principal architects, so we were working together. So they always used to mention new things, what happening like in advanced things, like what their colleagues are doing, in which direction you can pursue. So while working in Firki Studio, my like principal architect Vasant, Shiv Pratap,
Okay.
and my just fellow senior architect Nikhil. So we were always having this chit chat during our journeys of
Okay.
working. Like this guy is doing these things, this advanced things into computational side. Maybe it's product side, maybe it's automation side.
Yeah.
Because like last few years, it's a trend of working through machine learning,
Yeah.
AI, and it's completely automation. And it's a sudden change in
Yeah.
an advancement in the profession. So we always having talks about it, like BIM revolution, how everyone is shifting towards the BIM
Yeah.
workflows and everything. So we're talking and learning that thing make me more exposed to these things. And of course, the networking thing helps you a lot. Like if you are visiting some exhibition, you are seeing the new things, talking about it, develops your interest. And when your interest develops, you eventually tries to get into that. So how that's how I entered and thought of start my computational journey
Yeah.
and move to this side of designing.
Okay, very thanks for sharing that. So, at what point did you decide that maybe you have to take these skill sets or the software knowledge to a next level? And when did the decision to join the Novatr program actually happen for you?
So I started working in the Firki studio. I graduated in year 2021.
Okay.
And I joined Firki studio. I take a 8-month break. That time I exploring like a thinking to go into should I do the master? So I have given the entrances for that gate exam and everything. Then I thought let's just start a professional journey, and eventually after getting some experience, maybe I gave a thought of doing masters or upskilling myself. So I worked in Fiki Studio for like 1.5 years till August 2023. And eventually that time I was like, as I said, I get bored with things too early. Like I always want to upskill myself or get into new things. So that time I thought of like, let's explore the design side, like product designing or furniture designing, where I can learn all these tools. So I gave a thought of doing MDesk, and I got into the entrance for that. So in year 2023, that time I went for a few interviews in IIT Roorkee, IIT Hyderabad, even ISC Bangalore and everything, where I like my entrance score was quite good, and I got a chance to interview for MDesk. But eventually my portfolio was more inclined towards architecture instead of product or that side. So I didn't ended up to get that. But all this experience and exposure, meeting new people like in IIT and everything, then I realized like the world is there is lots of things to
evolving.
Explore. So then I said, no, I don't want to be working on this same thing for a year long. And for my growth, like even the monetary growth, like we know everyone like the pay scales and initial year of architecture practice as a job. So I always had that like upscaling is needed, and AI and everything is coming. So advancement is gonna happen. So then I decided like what should I do. So I thought of doing computational designing. So I was looking for some like a master course or anything where I can start with. So everyone suggested me like you can go to like renowned colleges like UDelv,
IAC
go there.
Barcelona.
But I never thought of moving out of India and leave my family for a long time. So that's why I tried to find something in India only. Then I came to know about Novatr. Like one of my friend was also the part of Novatr Industrial Guide. So I asked him about how's the course and how it's structured. So he guided me like, if your interest lies in that, you should go in, and you will surely end it up to be at a good place. Eventually you will learn something. So then I like contacted your team, look into the curriculum structure, and I find it well. So I decided to go with take a break from my professional journey for 2-3 months and start with this new learnings where I can clear my basics related to softwares and what all new skills I can grab. So that's how I ended up to be doing course with Novatr.
So glad that you have joined us. But let me again just go back to the thing that you said, like when you were looking at masters, and then I know that you had a friend who suggested the course, but I'm sure you would have still compared this to some kind of a master program or a curriculum that would be suitable or not, because we also have like a extensive 7 to 9 months courses. So what is those couple of things that were the highlights for you that made you sure that I have to join this program? Like anything that was definitely you were looking into some course that this is something I have to do if it is there.
So as I mentioned, like I was not interested in moving out of India. So people suggested me do the IX summer courses or anything. So I looked into that course. I got into the details, even get counsel. But I found a difference. Like if you move out, like you have to pay a lot. Like
it comes
and
with
you
a
have
lot
to
of
move
financial
out. You have to set up your new living style and everything. You have to get into some place to live over there. You have to spend a lot there. So in comparatively to that, and one more thing, Novatr about the structure and the program I liked is like it was weekend course, like weekend session generally, and it was easy for me. Like generally, if you go for some master or something, you have to do a 2 years of minimum program, like 1 to 2 years, and you can't practice along with that parallelly. So this platform provides you like it's a weekend session, and after it's generally evening sessions. So after your work or your professional practice, you can focus on that equally. So that's why it allowed me to like and best thing I like is how well it was structured. Like it start from the basics of the software. Though I was knowing a little bit, but yeah, if you start with the basics, not jump into just the advanced level, so it helps you a lot and clear your basics, and then step by step getting into the advanced level. And there were two, I think, options for this into BIM and the high performance building analysis. There were two electives. So that was really good. Like after a certain stage, after learning the basics of the software, you have an option like in what field you want to specialize, and you can make a decision after a certain level. So all these things eventually helped me to get into this.
Okay. And on that note, you had like 2 years of experience before joining the course, right?
Yeah.
And you still found it relevant to even revise the basics.
Yeah.
And at that time, you were also working like with Fiki Studio?
No. So when I started the course, I was not knowing like how much time I have to dedicate to it. Though I was knowing like when the session is, how the schedule is followed, but I want to start it with a fresh mind or a fresh mood.
Okay.
So that time I thought to take a break.
Okay.
So, and to like along with my course, I will just work on some freelancing things and everything. So how that works out.
Okay.
But once, so I take a break of 2 to 3 months, and like when I joined Novata, when like the journey begins, when I clear the initial modules where you learn basics about Rhino and Grasshopper. So then after that, I decided like now I can balance my course and my professional practice. So at that time, I was looking for some practice again to get, but this time I was not looking just to practice as an architect, but as a computational designer. So one of the mentor, so eventually getting into Novata also helped me realize like how networking plays a important role in your growth. So at that time I came to know about LinkedIn, like how you can network professionally on a platform like that. So there I increased my connectivity. I was always like you say, camera on during your session. So I was always interactive, curious with mentors, discussing things with IGs and everything. So one of the mentor in the like from the Rhino module, Ram Gupta. So he approached me over the LinkedIn. So are you looking for some job or anything or practice? So yeah, I said yeah, if it works out for me.
So then the break actually helped you to go further with
into the, like I say, for me it ended up very well. Like some mentor only approached me and asked me to during the course only to be part of work as a computational designer. Like he a year back shifted from Netherlands, his practice from Netherlands to India. They set up. So it was Tarang and Alisa was working, so they were looking for someone to help them out. So they asked me, and eventually we discussed about what I want to pursue as my interests are there, and what they were doing, because I was not aware like how what you have to do as a computational designer. So they explain their working, and I explain my expectation, and eventually it worked out in both of our favors. So I ended up working. So I joined them, worked as a computational designer. So this helped me having an upper hand during my course journey also, because I was learning and practicing parallelly. So the skills which I was learning, it's getting used where in my practice. So that was a really worked out well for me.
I'm so glad like it all worked out very well for you. Even the break and the networking with the LM all came together. And let's say during the course, we also have like assignments and activities. So how challenging were they for you? Like, did you think at the end of the day they were worth it to put in? And if you have to suggest, let's say, like you were actually saying that you were learning and you were also practically applying. So anything, how well it was done?
So during the what you are saying about the assignments and how was the session experience. So initially I was on a break, so it was not very tough for me to cope up with the work, doing assignments and attending the session. So I was always on time. Like I used to do assignments and submit it on time. But when I started like working on my course and the practice, it was becoming a little tough. But Tarang already knows like I was doing this course, so he also said like just work. You can work for 4 and 4.5 days, and you can even focus on, so that you can focus on your
Okay, that was
course.
flexible.
Yeah, so some flexibility he provided me.
Okay.
So but few of the assignments, like I started missing out because
Okay.
after the working you feel little
Yeah.
tired. But then eventually I realized that this will not work out. I will ended up in a great mess.
Yeah.
So I thought, like, whenever session starts, I will try to follow the assignments during the session
Mhm.
as much as I can cover, and immediately after the session I used to work or complete it or the
Okay.
next day,
Okay.
so that it should not pile up. Like
Mhm.
once the assignment getting pile up, and you have to again go through these sessions, like what
Yeah.
you were asked to do in the assignments and activities, so that become very hectic.
Yeah.
So that's I decided, like, to keep on attending the session. I should not miss any session, because again looking back to the recordings and everything, it's
Yeah.
too hectic. And even whenever, like, I meet after my graduation, whenever I meet someone from the batch, other batches, so I always suggested them to be more like focus on the live sessions, be on time, related to like submit
Yeah.
your assignments on time, because once it start getting pile up, you will be into great trouble. Like
Yeah.
you will find like it too hectic to
Yeah.
do the submission and everything.
Yeah. But I think we have a course coordinators to constantly remind
Yeah,
you that
so
please submit.
mentioning of the course coordinator,
Yeah.
like love from Novatr only, he was my the course
Yeah.
coordinator, and I was constantly in touch with him, because I have any query related to LMS or the
Yeah.
course, I always reach out him on the Slack,
Yeah.
like, love, this thing I want to resolve, or this thing. So and he was always up for that, and
Yeah.
he in every stage he supported me. Like after my graduation also, I've been in touch with him, so that he invites me over the new pre-session of the new cohorts as an
Yeah, yeah.
alumni to guide the new
Other
batches.
people.
So yeah, he is in still contact with me. So yeah, he's too active, and yeah.
It's always nice to be connected to
Yeah.
our own community, because again, seeing you guys also excel in your career kind of, makes us happy. Like, this is exactly what we want to give it back to the community, as how AEC community, being a part of AEC community. So I think it's really nice for you to even share that. And again, a part of that, let's say, now that the course has completed in 2024, right?
Yeah.
After that, the professional, like, did you again switch a company, or like still you work? Are you still working with the company that Tarang has suggested?
No. So after the before graduation, like I decided to get into like a different setup, to be like as a growing and working as a like with Tarang, I have learned a lot of things. Like
Yeah.
I was working into automation side, and even working on some this Python scripting and
Okay.
everything, generating automation, everything. But they were more inclined towards this tech side of
Okay.
coding, backend coding, developing product. And I want to be more associated, though I want to pursue as computational designer, but I want to work in this architectures. I don't want to work in the architectural domain only.
Okay, okay.
So I decided to switch during my graduation. So that time I was looking for some other like association or a firm to join. So as I said, a LinkedIn community and networking is like, you should do networking for your growth. So Metaguise, it's a metal facade industry which do all the exterior facade in aluminum. They just message me over the LinkedIn, like, we are looking for a computational designer to work on parametric facade and these things. So are you interested? Or like, so I said I'm interested. So I have gone through the interview process, get to know like on what side of computational designing they are working, the way of working, what they are doing. So it was like what I wanted to do, and it's as per my interest.
Yeah.
So I decided, let's go into this organization and work with them.
Okay. So now you're with Metaguise
Yeah.
in Gurugram. So now the question is, I'm really interested to know this, is what does a role of a computational designer on a day-to-day look like? Like, how is that you approach or your design thinking? How is it different from being an architect? And what kind of tools is that something really specifies that you are a computational designer? Or like, how is the work around being a computational designer?
So if we talk about computational design, so the computational design is not a word associated with just an architecture or you can say design field.
Yeah.
It's something like you are doing some advanced things using computer technology and everything. So it's a technology which allows or give you an upper hand in your working.
Yeah.
So as an architect or a designer, you can use computational as a tool to generate an automation script and workflow for your own working. So if I say as an architect, so what we do is we generate for 2D, we work on software like AutoCAD, and for 3D we use SketchUp, Revit, and all these things. So using computational, you can work or generate your own workflow, which allows, like if you're working on 2D drawings, so from 2D it will automatically can generate your 3D models, and you can take this workflow, like from the 3D models you can generate like automated sections, elevations, which we as an architects or in academic practice we do separately. Like first we go with plans, then we work on 3D, then section, then elevation. But it allows and helps you to create an automated scripting where you can just create a 2D drawings, it will automatically create a 3D and the workflow. And as a designer, you can create an automation pipeline. So where automation means like you have to just change certain parameters. Like if you're working, we generally works as per the sites, like the dimension we have for a particular product. We have different sites, like conditions. We have different dimension, different scale. So just changing these parameters like dimension, scale, and the need of the end user or the client, like the finishes. So you have to just feed on the parameters and the details, and the design will automatically generate it. So as I currently I'm working in Metaguise as a metal facade computational designer.
Oh, wow.
So if you say like I'm working there from last 8 to 9 months, but I have done 150 plus projects there.
Oh, wow. That's
So
a lot.
on the facade, so being an architecture, if I had followed a traditional way of working, I might not have been ended up doing so much projects. So what automation, how automation helps me is like we have particular 2 3 products as a parametric products which we showcase to our clients to get installed on their facade. So I am working on like automation script where I have created or generated a script which allows me to not to do the repetitive work again and again. So doing 150 projects, 150 plus projects, that my number. So as a team, we have done 250 plus projects in that month. So how did we achieve that? We have created the automation scripts, so we don't have to do same work again and again.
And for automation scripts, what tool are you using?
For automation, we are using Rhino and Grasshopper. So Rhino as a visual interface, and we are working on a Grasshopper. It's a visual coding in which we generate like how we model in SketchUp and everything. But there we enter certain, we have certain components, certain plugins which allows us to create a geometries which help us in designing. So in that geometry, if you want to, let's say you want to create a line of certain dimension, and from the line you have to extrude certain surface, and the surface you have to create certain parametric form. So the depth, the scale, the form, the design, that matters. So I have to just feed some dimension as per the facade scale. So I work on like small projects like residential projects to the large scale projects like hotel facade, stadium facade, you can say commercial buildings, apartments, and everything. So we have a variety of scale of buildings and the facades, but the single script can be applied to every scale. I used to just provide certain dimension, the length, width, and height, and it give me the outcomes. I have to just feed in with the conceptual image that generates like the concept as per the client's requirement. They brief about us, we just feed into that script, and it's automatically generate the designs. That's how we achieve that number, and it's helping us to grow and do such deliver this quantity of projects in certain time. So, and the scripting is like, it's not like once you have created a certain script, the works end there. Like you don't need me as a computational designer, like you just anyone can feed up. Like it's evolving. Like I have initially created a script that just allowed to create certain things, but like let's say I have created some conceptual 3D, but as an designer, your work doesn't end here.
Yeah.
After getting approval, you have to get the production drawings, how it gonna be installed, the details you have to provide to the design team who gonna
Yeah.
work on the fabrication side of it. So that also you can automate. Like from 3D, you can evolve your script to such an extent, like it can automatically generates your production drawings, files, 3D renders.
Yeah.
So it's continuously evolving evolution process with the process, like with the time you get on adding on these things, updating your script, trying new things, developing your own script using
Yeah.
coding or anything, or using plugins which helps you out to evolve the script and make it more automated. So
Understood.
it's not like you have just created a script and it ends there. It continuously keeps on evolving. So
Okay.
that's how it helps as a designer to.
Yeah.
And this is like how the world is moving after this all AI, BIM, or
Yeah.
machine learning. Like the process need to be fast to cope up with the
Yeah, I agree.
this advancement. So yeah, so as a computation allows you, like it's not like I have changed my profession from architecture to
Yeah.
computation is a part of that. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
an advancement. It's not like I have switched to some other
Understood.
profession.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So on that note, let's say as of today, like a student or a young professional, like you said, our AC industry is also like ever evolving with the tech and everything. And today's age, you can also learn a lot of content on YouTube. And like you said, even you were at a position who is thinking if I have to choose between a master's or go for a online course. So what would your suggestion would be for somebody, let's say who is in your similar position back then, or somebody who's looking forward to do the Novatr program? What would your advice or suggestion for them?
So my suggestion will be like if you are passionate about something and you want to do something, so you need to upskill yourself with time, like how the people are evolving, technologies are evolving. You have to be upskilling. You can't be saying like, no, my learning has stopped till this level. No, and now I will just practice and work on things, because that will not help you to grow in that field. You need some advancement and upliftment. For that, you need to upskill yourself, learning new tools, because it's gonna help you in your practice, like in your growth, like what number of project or what number of process you are following. It will save your time, your money, and everything. So it's like as a computational, like the so as a learner, or you can say as a new to the, as a fresher, you can uh, academics are not that much evolved, truly saying, like you don't have like even during my academics I was not even introduced to the terms like computation. And if you see in India or the world, like in the architecture colleges, they are not still updated to teach you all these skills and technologies. So here comes the platform like Novatr, which provides you to upskill yourself and get advanced learning with where you can follow, like you can practice and upskill yourself parallelly. And if you are upskill, like that's the need of the world, and it's help you to grow yourself.
Yeah, true. Thank you again so much for sharing that and giving the relevant words that somebody might be actually looking forward to. So I hope this advice helps somebody who is in that position. And the last part is that I have like few rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So this is actually trying to me put you on the spot. So you can just say whatever comes to your mind.
Okay.
So if the first thing is like, as of now, what do you think is your superpower?
My superpower for now, as a professionally I'm speaking, is my computational skill.
Okay.
Like
Wow.
people want to know like how I'm generating, like who is not aware of my field or my profession, like how I'm creating such a good outcome in the short duration of time. So I consider my skills as my superpower.
Great. What's the one tool or a resource that you cannot live without?
So I can't like as a tool, you can say I can't live about like my skills and the software knowledge as a profession, and as me is like my like work-life balance.
Acha.
So when I work, I focus into that, but after the work, I focus into my personal life.
Okay.
So I don't mix that all. Like when I'm working in office, I will work till then only. And then I'm at home, I will not think about all this stuff.
Okay.
So that's my
as a computational designer, you have left all your all-nighter sessions.
Yeah,
back
no
then.
OTs, no overtime or anything.
Oh, that's
And
the
even I
dream.
suggest everyone.
That's the dream for an architect to not pull out
that's
anymore.
why I find this
Okay.
field, that's also the part of what ended up me here.
Okay. And the other question is like, if you have to start your career either as an architect or a computational designer, let's say, what would you focus on the first thing? What would be the first thing that you focus on?
I will focus on building up the team.
Okay.
So as if I start my career, I don't want to be working on the system and working on my own.
Okay.
So in the professional journey, I have learned, like, if you are a good leader and you have a good team, then
So networking?
yeah, networking and developing a team will
Okay.
be my first goal,
Okay.
to start my own practice or something like that.
And what would success mean to you if you have to say it in a one word or a couple of words?
Success mean to me is like, don't overthink, go with the flow.
Okay.
Like, things you like, do it and follow it, so that yeah, you will, without any hustle, you will grow with us. Like, it will be a natural growth. Like, if
Okay.
you take a tension of the future, you will not be never will
Okay.
success will not come to you. But
Okay.
you are relaxed, you are working, giving enough time to your profession and learning new things, the success will come to you eventually.
Okay.
How it has been like working out me from last couple of years.
Clearly. So glad that you said that. And the last one is like, when I say the phrase build a better tomorrow, what does it come to you in your mind as?
Like, I will just change the phrase, like, build a better tomorrow, build a better today. Your tomorrow will eventually be gonna be better.
Oh wow,
So yeah,
that's
why
a great
to think of
iteration.
building a better tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Focus on today,
Okay.
build it better. So
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you so much. Actually, I think that's the end of today's
Okay.
story, I hope. And I'm sure that we have great things to talk about. But I think this is somewhere we will end your incredible insights to your personal and professional journey. So, thank you so much for coming here and taking the time out and sharing your story with our audience. I think who are equally interested to know more about you and your Novator learning experience. So, they would be feel free to reach out to us at Novator or to Kaushal. And before signing off, I would suggest if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to put it in the chat and we will also reach out to you. So until next time, let's keep building. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Kaushal.
Thank you so much.